Racing bikes. An outlet for some. Others want to improve their fitness and others ride competitions. Racing bikes are for everyone. But how do you find that perfect racing bike for you? The most important choice you make is the choice of a gear group. That choice goes hand in hand with your budget. Do you want to cycle as cheaply as possible? Or do you want the best parts for optimal performance? We help you. In this new episode, we give you 5 useful tips. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. Did we forget to report an important tip? Leave a comment below the video. We will be grateful. Okay, let's get started. Tip 1. Racing bikes can be purchased for varying amounts, from €500 for an entry-level model to more than €10,000 for professional racing equipment. It is therefore useful to determine a budget in advance, because there is plenty of choice for every budget. So choose a budget that you feel comfortable with. Then, within this budget, choose a bicycle that suits your needs. Do you go for the ultimate price-quality ratio, or does the image of the brand also play a role? In a next episode of Let's Talk About the road bike, we will discuss the different price ranges and matching bicycles in more detail. This way, there is a choice for everyone. Tip 2. Choose a racing bike type. First, investigate what goal you have. This way, you can choose a bicycle that suits your needs. If comfort is of paramount importance to you, it is good to take a look at endurance bicycles. If you are all about speed and aerodynamics, you can look at the aero bikes. An endurance bike is specially designed for comfort and endurance. These comfortable racing bikes have frames that are slightly longer and higher than traditional racing bikes, giving you a more upright riding position that is easier on your back and shoulders. What about aero bikes? These bikes are designed to minimize wind resistance, making them ideal for high-speed racing. In addition, they are usually made of very stiff carbon, which makes them easier to control in tight turns. Aero racing bikes are often more expensive than other types of racing bikes. Tip 3. There have been many developments in the cycling world in recent years, but the biggest is the rise of carbon. Despite the fact that more and more carbon is being used in the cycling world, the most frequently asked question remains whether to choose a carbon or aluminum frame. Let's take a closer look. Racing bikes with a carbon frame are more focused on performance than racing bikes with an aluminum frame, making a carbon frame especially suitable for avid cyclists who do not want to be held back by their material. With a carbon frame, you can set the best times and easily improve all your PRs. Aluminum is more resistant to impacts than carbon, making an aluminum frame perfect for novice cyclists. The aluminum is less vulnerable than carbon and is therefore less likely to be damaged in the event of an unexpected fall. If the frame does break, it is a lot easier to repair than carbon, so you can get back on the bike as quickly as possible. Racing bikes with an aluminum frame are often all-round racing bikes that can be used for recreational rides or even for commuting. Tip 4. When the term group or assembly is used, this refers to the package of parts that are related to the gears and drive of the bicycle. Each manufacturer has a number of groups of different quality levels in their range. These different groups are referred to by a unique name, for example Ultegra or Tiagra. A group set contains parts of comparable quality. The difference in quality between the groups is noticeable in the speed and reliability of shifting, durability of the parts, finish of the parts, and the total weight. The 3 main manufacturers of racing group sets are Shimano, SRAM, and Campagnolo. Tip 5. We have arrived at the last tip in this episode. Do I choose disc or rim brakes? Disc brakes have entered the bicycle world. Online discussions about it are generally positive, and there seems to be no way back. This also means that you have to choose between rim and disc brake. Let's start with the disc brakes. You have 2 different disc brake systems: mechanical and hydraulic disc brakes. The advantage of mechanical disc brakes is that they are easy to install. With hydraulic disc brakes, which are slightly more difficult to install, the brakes are controlled by oil pressure. The advantage of hydraulic disc brakes is the better modulation of braking force and low maintenance. Another thing to know about disc brakes have a shorter braking distance. The more powerful brakes give you more control over the bike, especially in wet and dry weather conditions. Disc brakes have become the norm for many cyclists thanks to their safety and versatility benefits. But there are still relatively many bicycles with rim brakes, and that is not without reason. A major advantage of rim brakes is that they are easy to maintain and replace if necessary. Rim brakes are also lighter than disc brakes, so you see that rim brakes are still regularly used on climbing bikes. Finally, you still see rim brakes on bicycles because they are simply cheaper than disc brakes. That is why you still see rim brakes on many entry-level bicycles, but they are becoming fewer and fewer. Okay, those were the 5 tips. Are you curious about more tips or information about racing bikes? Subscribe to our YouTube channel All Bicycles and stay informed of the latest episodes. Did we forget to mention tips? Please leave a comment below the video. We will be grateful for that, but certainly also our fellow viewers. We'll see you next time.